Back Alley Cat.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your fitness trainer, Joey, here, coming at you with the Crossbar Podcast. Life has been a little hectic, so I wasn't able to fully put up the my Champions League predictions in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, link is in the description below. But nobody else went against me, so I guess I win. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So let's quickly recap all the night's activities. Barcelona tied in Olympiacos, difficult place to play. Barcelona still leading that group in there with the likes of Sporting and Juventus, who also tied on the weekend. United beat Benfica at home despite getting 2 penalties and having one of them saved. CSK Moscow with a huge win on the road over Basel. Bayern beating Celtic in Celtic. Roma bossing around Chelsea, who are definitely not the side they were last year. 3-0 with a solid win there. Atletico Madrid struggling in the Champions League with a 1-1 tie over Karabag. And PSG with a 5-0 thumping of Anderlecht. So definitely some interesting results there, and even bigger results on Wednesday. Porto beat Red Bull Leipzig at home. Definitely a big shock there. Dortmund tied again with Apoel. Something's going wrong with Dortmund, and that's a huge problem for them. Liverpool win at home. Shakhtar Donetsk win at home. Sevilla win at home. Man City, an exciting 4-2 game win over Napoli. Besiktas and Monaco tie. Monaco gets a better result on the road than at home. And Tottenham with the biggest of upsets with a 3-1 win over Real Madrid at home. Real Madrid, talked about them before in the previous Crossbar podcast, just absolutely struggling. And I think while Tottenham should definitely enjoy this game, I think that seals the fate of not only Harry Kane, but potentially Dele Alli as well. I know Barcelona were interested in snapping up Dele Alli. I think Tottenham would also be interested, Real Madrid would also be interested in snapping him up. They would love to have the pair of them. I believe Gareth Bale played with Tottenham. His last game in the Champions League was getting knocked out by Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. He had an excellent season in the Champions League that time around, and Real Madrid spent more money to get him than they did Ronaldo. So I'm guessing, especially with the woes that Real Madrid are having, coming through their group, it's still going to be difficult. But to get through their group, if they do, they should manage to get through their group. But if they do, they're going to be splashing cash as much as they possibly can. So going to the Europa League fixture, some notable names here. Milan still tying in Greece. Dynamo Kiev with a win. Hoffenheim tying Istanbul. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that name. Ludogorets with a tie at home. Braga coming back even though they lost at home. Lyon with a 3-0 win over struggling Everton, and struggling is capitalized. Marseille with a shock defeat to Vitoria SC. Real Sociedad get a win. Copenhagen get their first win of the Europa League with a 3-0 win over Zlin. Villarreal win on the road. Arsenal with a boring 0-0 draw with Red Star Belgrade at home. Bilbao finally get a win over the Swedish side Östersund, and Lazio get a win over OGC Nice. FC Köln shugging off their Bundesliga record with a 5-2 win over Bate. Hertha Berlin beat Zoria, and that seems to be all the big results. Villarreal win on the road. So let's look ahead to the action we've got tomorrow. Stoke City and Leicester City playing in Stoke. Both teams around mid-table, but definitely could use the points. High-flying Burnley with their coach potentially on the move to Everton. That seems to be a lot of the buzz. Good traveling to Southampton, who are sitting in mid-table. Should be an interesting game. Huddersfield hosting West Brom. Huddersfield at home are very dangerous. Just ask Manchester United. West Brom have been struggling a little bit, need some points. Second to last place, Bournemouth go to the road to kind of under the table, under the radar, red hot Newcastle at Newcastle. Should be a win there. Struggling West Ham hosting Liverpool, who just got themselves a nice win. Liverpool looking to hop back into the top 4, especially with a lot of those teams playing this weekend. Should be looking to leapfrog some people. You also have Swansea City hosting Brighton. Should be a battle for 3 points for both sides. Swansea are definitely struggling. Brighton being a newly promoted side, looking for all the points they can get. And then on Sunday, we've got the big games. Bottom feeders Crystal Palace traveling a short distance across London to face Tottenham. Everton struggling as well, hosting Watford, who are looking to bounce back after being in the top 4 and significantly dropping. We got a huge clash at the top of the table. Fifth place Arsenal taking on league leaders Man City. This should be one of the biggest tests Man City have had to play. Their game against Liverpool, I don't really count that as much of a test since Liverpool got the red card pretty early on and it completely changed the dynamic of the game. This should test Manchester City a little more. Arsenal come to visit, coming off a Europa League tie, and that's not a great result, but Arsenal have been doing significantly better after that 2-1 loss to Watford on the road. And then Chelsea hosting Manchester United, fourth place Chelsea taking on second place Manchester United. Manchester United coming off a huge win over Tottenham on the previous week and also having a good Champions League result. Chelsea struggling. Even though they are holding fourth place by goal differential, they are struggling in Champions League. A tie at home to Roma and a loss on the road should be a game that Manchester United feel that they can go in and get all 3 points. Turning our attention to Spain, Real Betis and Getafe play today. Interesting matchup. More towards the bottom of the table. Valencia second place tomorrow hosting Leganes. Leganes definitely the surprise team of the early season. Valencia in second place and looking to gain distance on Real Madrid. Alaves hosting Espanyol. Barcelona hosting Sevilla. Sevilla trying to turn it around a little bit, hosting league leaders Barcelona, or traveling to league leaders Barcelona. Barcelona have a chance to extend or keep their lead at the top. And then Deportivo hosting Atletico Madrid, which is very odd. Atletico Madrid have had a lot of chances to gain points in both Champions League and in La Liga to, overtake Real Madrid or anything like that, and they haven't been able to capitalize. So this should be an interesting matchup to see if Deportivo can maybe nick a point off of Atletico Madrid. And then on Sunday we have Levante hosting high off their previous win over Real Madrid, the Catalan side Girona. Real Sociedad hosting Eibar. Celta Vigo hosting Athletic Bilbao. Malaga fresh off a victory and their first one of the season, traveling to Villarreal, hoping to keep that form going. And Real Madrid look to bounce back after a shock defeat, hosting Las Palmas. So that happens on La Liga. Turning our attention to Italy, tomorrow we have Bologna and Crotone. And we also have Genoa and Sampdoria. Both games should be somewhat interesting, but Sunday is where the real action happens. Sassuolo hosting struggling AC Milan. Chievo hosting league leaders Napoli. Lazio top 4 hosting Udinese. Fiorentina look to try and rekindle some rivalries back from when they were relevant in Europe, hosting Roma, who had a brilliant result this week in the Champions League. Second place Inter Milan hosts Torino. Cagliari hosts Verona, or Hellas Verona, sorry. Juventus hosting bottom of the table Benevento, and Atalanta hosting Spal. So that should be some interesting games there. Turning our attention to France, Rennes host Bordeaux. Bordeaux sitting close to the top of the table, looking to possibly get into Champions League or a European fixture. Then tomorrow, Angers hosting league leaders PSG, fresh off a thumping of Anderlecht over the midweek. Troyes hosting Strasbourg, looking to get out of the relegation zone there. Definitely an interesting team and fun. Interesting to see where they end up. We got Monaco hosting Guingamp, looking to keep pace with PSG at the top of the table. Montpellier hosting Amiens SC, and then Nantes hosting Toulouse. So that is tomorrow. And then Sunday, OGC Nice hosting Dijon. Metz hosting struggling Lille. Saint-Etienne and Lyon battle at the top of the table right there. That should be great. Saint-Etienne will be the home team, so definitely makes this a little bit more even of a match. And then Marseille hosting Caen at home. And finally, turning our attention to the Bundesliga, Eintracht Frankfurt hosting Werder Bremen. Should be a pretty solid win for Eintracht Frankfurt. Werder Bremen have been struggling, sitting second bottom of the table. Then tomorrow we have Mönchengladbach hosting Mainz. Mönchengladbach kind of turning their season around a little bit. SC Freiburg hosting Schalke 04. Schalke very high on the table, looking to possibly nip at the heels and get that fourth place. Red Bull Leipzig hoping to bounce back. They're starting to lose a little bit of ground in the league for the title right now, hosting Hannover 96. Hamburg SV looking to gain some points, hosting VfB Stuttgart. FC Augsburg welcome Bayer Leverkusen. And then the big one in Dortmund this time around, second place Borussia Dortmund, fresh off a tie midweek. Not a great result for them, especially at home. Hosting league leaders Bayern Munich, coming off a 2-1 win in Scotland over Celtic. Definitely going to be the game to watch. That is 12:30 Central Time, 1:30 Eastern. Definitely a huge result. Definitely want to tune in for that and see how that turns out. And then Sunday, bottom of the table, FC Köln hosting struggling, free-falling Hoffenheim, and Wolfsburg hosting Hertha Berlin as two teams looking to gain some points to keep out of the relegation battle. So that's it. It's a quick Crossbar podcast. Looking forward to some stuff. Life's been a little really busy, so you're not going to get too much, but there will be a Tactics Explained video coming out on the weekend. Perhaps it might come out Monday, might do a dual upload then, so make sure you subscribe. Also join the Discord. I'd love to chat with some of you guys. It's always nice to learn and gain different perspectives on on formations, tactics, league, place for potential coaches or coaches already looking to gain some more knowledge on how to coach. I'd love to chat with you guys. The best way to do that is on Discord if you can't do it through YouTube comments. So we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.